Hey, what's up, guys? So we are here back in Revolt 2, and people have been asking what I've been doing. What have I been doing? And I really haven't been doing anything crazy or different. It's been the same kind of attacking strategy, but what we're doing here is we're in King J-Dub. We are slowly building up our barricades, getting them as high as possible, because the barricades are extremely important to actually preventing, trophy loss going up higher. The elite boost barricade is by far better than the blockade. So we are just farming gold. You can see we have elite boosted archers on and just running with knights and cannons. We've also been focusing a lot on the shield spell and getting the shield spell leveled up because the shield spell is extremely powerful, especially when you combine it with knights and archers. So yeah, it's nothing crazy. We're still just waiting around for the updates, and I am, fingers crossed, hoping that the update is actually today, or not. Of course, I wish it was today, but this week. So we are in the beginning of a week right now. This is Monday, and the current war season number 7 has just ended. I'm going to scream and bring these guys back. And so when you are building up an archer / knight army type setup like this with a shield spell, you do want to bunch them together, especially with the archers, because the archers have a tremendous unity and strength in numbers. When they're grouped up together, they all shoot about the same time. They kind of watch each other's backs, and they just destroy things a lot quicker, together. So you do want them bunched up together. The things that you have to watch out for is, mortars, pyromancers, ogres. But with the ogres and the other monsters, if you have enough archers together, they're going to kill that monster before they actually hit you. So that's another reason why you want to have them clumped together. Ogres can destroy knights and archers because they do a big AoE effect with their club. But again, if you have 8 or 9 archers together, they'll be able to kill the ogre before the ogre can actually even hit them. You'll notice too that we're using a little bit of knights in the front line, and so they're kind of like being the shields. So we're just going to touch that fireball tower. We're going to scream to call them back so we can get a group together. And again, so you want to keep them together, so because if they walked up one by one, then the castle gate would just slowly pick them apart. But now there's 6 or 7 archers up here, and they're all doing damage. The castle gate is slowly picking 1 or 2 apart, but if they walked up one at a time, then those guys would kind of die. The castle gate did get a really big increase in damage. It gained 2 levels recently, and they also buffed up the elite boost, the Doom Gate. So I've been having a lot of trouble fighting against the Doom Gates because of the increase in HP that the Castle Gate got and the increase in damage output. They changed up the intervals of when it throws out the spike balls, the fireballs, and the poison balls, and they made them a lot more damaging. So they come out at 87%, at 75%, and at 50%. Those aren't the exact numbers, but it's roughly right around there. I'm going to go ahead and swap out the cannon for the mummy, since we do have the elite boosted mummy on. And there's no hard to reach towers here. We haven't been using cannons at all. You do want to kick back a lot of the bombs, especially the skull towers. You can see here the king doesn't actually have an ice weapon or glove on, which is very, very bad. I still need to find an ice glove or weapon for this king. We currently have like a fire glove on, and it really does nothing to these towers. The ice will slow down the rate of fire on the towers, and so you won't have as many bombs to deal with for your troops. So that's what we talked about right there, that the ogres can't even get to the archers when you have a nice bunch of them together. Spawned out a mummy here. And the reason I did that was because we're having a choke point coming up. We're getting to the other side of it. And all the troops that we would have spawned, you can see right here, are just getting devoured by the units that are in this choke point. The Pyromancers, the Frosters, the Archers and Arblasters that were there. So all the guys that we were spawning weren't really doing anything at all. They were just kind of like being a diversion and taking the damage at that choke point. So again, that's why I spawned out a mummy. The mummy can actually help us in the offensive push. And you don't ever really want to have a full bar of morale. So we have a full bar of morale points right there. So that means we wasted some morale points. The good thing about the mummy is that at the end, you can honestly just spawn mummies, and they're actually effective. You see we have tons of knights this time. And anytime that mummy will die here, because he's elite boosted, we're going to get new knights to come out and just attack the castle gate, do damage. Whereas if we had cannons in that situation, the cannons wouldn't be able to get to the castle gate in enough time, since they have to run through that path. So again, that's all we've been doing here, especially with King J-Dub, level 64 or 65 now. Trying to get everything up to level 12 on the barricades. If you guys have any questions, post down below, and I will be back with some more gameplay too. We're going to head over to King Jason W, show off some of that. There's some cool defenses that I've seen, and we may actually even work into a new defense today.